So today, we're playing a ranger, and we've got a super fun Big Bowl of Treats run, featuring Pop, who gets a chance to activate twice, and the mighty CARROT GOOBERT adding some awesome damage scaling for our mana-powered Pop. But hey, check it out, and let me know what you think of it. Okay, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the ranger. We do start off with a carrot, and a gloves of haste. So first of all, we're going to be starting off with a broom. Might as well grab that too. And yeah, we're going to be grabbing this frying pan also. We definitely want to be crafting up that shovel. Now I'm also going to grab this big old banana, so we can have some stamina for our weapon situation. I'm also going to grab the lump of coal, but we're not going to involve the gloves for now. And I'm going to use this as our first round. So we should have a good bit of damage with a frying pan. And a broom. And we should have enough stamina to sustain it. And also we got super lucky getting a bit of spikes from our lump of coal, increasing our DPS overall. And amazing for us. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. But hey, we got ourselves a shovel. Now we could go for Claw's attack. It is going to give us a big power spike right now. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this pair of gloves. I would like to grab healing herbs, but I'm going to roll, and I do want to grab some whetstones. I want to go for some whetstones because we could potentially go for Falcon Blade if we didn't craft up Claw's attack. But I think we're still going to craft it up for now. We're going to sell this so we can grab this bit of storage and have this set up like so. This should be very awesome. Now the next question is, do we actually want a second carrot? I will actually keep it because we could potentially go for CARROT GOOBERT. It's also pretty darn good going up against some frost builds, which are pretty prevalent right now, with the addition of snow sticks and frostbites. But hey, so far not looking too good going up against this ranger, unfortunately. They're super aggressive with their whole setup. Yeah, so we do end up losing a life, which is less than ideal, but it is what it is. We now have a Claw's attack, which is going to be smashing for sure. We do want to grab the whetstone, but we'll sort our inventory out soon enough. We're going to be grabbing the carrot. I'm going to roll. I'm going to sell you to actually grab a lucky clover, because each one of these is going to increase our accuracy and give us 3% crit chance. So we moved our whole setup around to be like this, so we can get the value of our whetstone, increase the speed of our shovel, and have our carrot situation like this. This should be the best we can do for now. Otherwise, we could increase the speed of our Claw's attack, because increasing this actually costs less stamina. And we can scale up our power, which is our weapon damage. But hey, are we going to be able to beat this biomonster? Smashing. 2 big crits, even though it is only a 13% chance. But it's smashing all the same. So we do have a choice to make. And I'm kind of leaning towards smithing for dummies, because we have 2 crafted weapons. It's going to be pretty smashing. Now, uniquely unique is a pretty darn fun skill though. And mana mastery is awesome too. But today, I'm going to be going for smithing for dummies. And that's more whetstones. But we're going to put this in here, and we're going to craft up a hero sword. But I'm going to reserve the whetstone. We could end up going for crossblades, potentially. But the main focus is going to be a Falcon Blade. Falcon Blade smithing for dummies with a CARROT GOOBERT sounds pretty decent. Potentially. Although we are going to begin a magic staff berserker who's going to have a lot of scaling damage. And battle rage. But smashing. I was going to say that battle rage has a lot of damage reduction. But still, pretty darn awesome overall. Now we do want to place our hero sword in like so. And hey, we're going to leave it like this for now. We're also going to grab this whetstone. Now would be amazing right in this position, but unfortunately we can't exactly do that if you want to get the value from our smithing for dummies. I'm going to roll. Going to grab some storage, but we do need to roll quite heavy looking for a pair of gloves or some whetstones. We got that gloves, so next round we're going to be getting a Falcon Blade, unless we sell some things right now. But I kind of want to keep everything that we do have right now, so unfortunately I am going to move on once again. But increasing the speed of our Claw's attack doesn't cost us much more stamina, and we can actually get to our power much faster, because we do have to hit 4 times to get 1 in power. Once we get in power, we increase our weapon damage, and overall should be just more DPS overall, and smashing damage. So that is Pop. Do we actually want Pop? The way that we scale up damage on Pop is by scaling up the attack speed to absurd levels by stacking up a bunch of mana. But it would be awesome with something like a crossblades or a hero sword. So maybe, just maybe, we do want Pop. We're going to be taking it for now anyway. And we're going to place our chip salver inside Pop for now also. But it would be much better to actually have a hero longsword for Pop rather than just increasing that attack speed, because Pop deals a lot less damage. But it's going to be added damage for now. Now our opponent does have a lot of flat damage too. But can we actually win out? It's looking super close. And smash just barely though. Holy moly. Way too close for comforts. One way you can do it is CARROT GOOBERT Pop. So we're going to be taking a Goobert. And we're going to change our whole step around once again. We're just going to flip it this way. Add this in, and we are going to be crafting up a CARROT GOOBERT. We're going to grab some blueberries. We're going to grab this bit of storage. We're going to roll once. And we're actually going to increase the speed of our cards for now. But I'm going to move on like this for right now. Now we don't get the crit chance on Pop for now, but that should be okay. And we also lose a lot of flat damage with a Falcon Blade, but everything triggers much, much faster. So all in all, it shouldn't be too bad, and we should get tons and tons of healing with a Goobert for now. Although, our opponent does have a lot of damage reduction, they also have healing reduction. But can we pass him out? It's going to be super close. And unfortunately, we just fall short in the end. Guard power, being a nuisance, increasing that damage quite significantly. But it is what it is. Now, we do want to go big ball of treats here. Big ball of treats, Pop has a 20% chance to activate. Especially with a CARROT GOOBERT. Yeah, we're going to be taking that. Now, we did get ourselves a hedgehog, which is not so great, to be quite honest. We're not trying to stack up a bunch of spikes. It is what it is. Now, we do have two options here. We can go for a mana thirst type situation, which could be stacking up mana for a Pop. Or we can go for a bow and arrow and try to stack a bow and arrows around a CARROT GOOBERT. I think we're going to take our Hunger Blade. We're going to sell our shovel. We're going to grab this bit of storage. We're going to ignore the hedgehog for now. We're not going to take any of these items. And we're going to take as much blueberries as possible. We're going to roll again. And we could grab a carrot if we do get a lot more luck generation. We can start stacking in power, which does increase our Pop's damage. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be quite possible to actually get our crossblades going. Because we do need 3 more whetstones. So it is what it is. We did move our setup around so we can have some crit chance on our Pop. And we do want our Pop to be targeting our CARROT GOOBERTs like crazy. And we are going to move on. And we'll see. Can we go turbo nuts with Pop, stacking up that in power, increasing that damage like crazy? And actually, not too bad. That Pop has a 9 DPS right now. Now we could also grab a rat, looking for a rat chef. We're going to be taking it. Let's grab a carrot. Let's roll. We definitely want those lucky clovers when we can. We're also going to be grabbing the fanny pack too. And we're going to roll. Now I want another rat. I do also want blueberries. But do we actually want another rat? I'm going to leave the rat. I do want the blueberries. We're going to be moving on. And we'll see how this goes for now. So we should be able to get a lots of power. Stacked up pretty fast. Cleansing a lot of debuffs. And dealing a lot of damage with a lot of weapons overall. So this is actually looking pretty good. Now we could also grab guard power, which does give us regen over that in power. Or we could just grab mana mastery. Go all in our mana for our Pop. But it's only up to 20 mana. And we could also become a mana buff build if we do get ourselves a bunch of mana orbs. Or we could just grab increased damage on our Pop. But I think we're going to grab Mana Mastery. Mana Mastery, looking for a bunch of mana orbs, is going to be smashing. And we do want it to be targeting our Pop more than anything. But again, more blueberries like crazy. Now it's going to be most ideal in this position. Our mana orb. So I think that's where it is going to have to stay. Now I'm going to continue to roll. Roll one more time. I'm going to grab a lucky clover because then we do start off with 4 lucky clovers. So we can start scaling up our power straight away. And that's another whetstone, but I think we're going to give up on crossblades. As much as I'd love to actually get it, I think we do have to give up on it. I'm also going to be looking for some Jin's lamps. And potentially go for a lamp on Pop. Because having Pop attack super fast is going to be straight up nuts. And smashing. Not too bad overall. And we can also grab our mana thirst so we can scale up as well, but we kind of want to keep this mana orb the way it is for now. Let's grab our lucky clover. Let's roll for now. We can grab a rat. Banana, but we don't exactly want to. Now I'm going to grab this. We got Amulet Feasting, which is actually pretty darn smashing. Because it's going to make all our food items trigger much, much faster. And again, we're going to move on. So we're going to begin another pop, which is going to have crit chance. So this is actually quite interesting. But they don't really have a way to scale up their damage. Not like we do, with our Empower stacking. But they do have a lot of damage on that Fancy Rapier, but still smashing overall. Now, speaking of scaling damage, it is going to be quite slow scaling, but I'm going to be taking it anyway. We're going to be taking this Fanny Pack. We're going to roll. I'm going to keep rolling. Now, I think we're going to sell that Whetstone and we're going to grab another card for sure. Which does lead to another Blueberries. I'm just considering, do we actually take that? I'm going to reserve it. But again, we're going to be moving on. Now, we are going to begin another Carrot Goobert with a massive Acorn Collar. Ballsy. Now, Spike stacking up is pretty bad for us because we're going to be dealing a lot of damage, but still, overall, smashing. Super fun build. We do end up with a 60 DPS, which is pretty darn good. Heals, not so much. We definitely need to increase your heals. And block, not so great either. So either we go Turbo Nuts on burst damage, we find a way to defend ourselves, or we can just keep grabbing carrots. We can grab cheese. We can grab blueberries. I think we have to leave it for now as we roll, looking for some storage. And we could grab even more scaling damage. Since it is on sale for 4, I will grab it. Now, we did put our cheese in this position, so we have a little bit of scaling max life also. It's going to add to our defense just a tiny bit. Not a crazy amount, but still just a tiny bit. But our opponent does have a lot of debuffs on us, but can we win out? Smashing, actually. Not too bad overall. I'm going to grab our lamp. I will roll. We could go for Frostbite, but I don't exactly want to. I'm going to keep rolling for now. We're going to grab this. Not exactly what I want. We could also go for Practical Large Greatsword. But I'm also looking for some crit chance. We're going to take that Fanny back. We're going to place that in like so we can add in all these items too. But hey, we're going to move on once again. So, we'll see how this goes. So basically our pop is going to be going Turbo Nuts with damage. Well, that's what we're trying to do, and we want to get crit chance on it. But we barely survived. Holy moly. 1 HP in a dream. This pop dealing 33 DPS. Which is not too bad. And we finally got a crit chance, which is going to be amazing. Let's roll. And I do really want to add this in this position. So it might actually move our mana orb down in this position. Less than ideal because I do want our mana orb to be targeting on our pop, because pop goes super fast. We can also have it set up like so, but I'm going to roll. We can keep rolling. And we could also go for a big moon armor for a ton of block. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. But for now, again, we're going to be moving on. As much as I like to keep our mana for a big mana buff explosion, we just haven't found any prismatic orbs. You haven't found any more mana orbs, which is not so ideal. But hey, this is actually looking smashing for sure. Let's grab this bit of storage. Let's grab our armor. Let's roll. We found ourselves a prismatic orb, which is going to be fantastic. But we're going to move on with this. Once we get our moon armor in, we're going to have to change our whole setup around, so we can have as much mana items, give us a ton of block, allowing us to scale up our damage on our pop. But this is not looking so great, unfortunately. Hold on, can we bring it back? It was looking super close, but unfortunately we do end up falling short. But hey, we got our moon armor. We're going to be grabbing prismatic orb. We're going to be grabbing another fanny pack. And the thing is, do we want to squirrel? Well, I'll be back in a second while I sort our inventory out. So we're going to change our whole setup around to be like this. Now, we did spend a lot of gold on prismatic orb, which we're all going to be using to get some mana, which is a little less than ideal, but it is what it is. We do want that mana from the very beginning so our pop can attack super fast, making our Carrot Goobert trigger a little bit faster overall. But hey, we're going to be rocking on with this. We're going to be grabbing our squirrel. We're also going to have crit chance on all our weapons from our Acorn Collar, but we do lose the crit chance initially on the Ranger bag on our Hunger Blade. But that should be okay in favor of having this set up like so. Now our opponent is doing a lot of burst damage with the amount of amulets that they did actually have. So unfortunately, we do end up falling short. And look at how much debuffs they actually stacked up thanks to that Amulet of Darkness. Which is absurd. So unfortunately, there's just no way we could actually beat that opponent. Unfortunately. Now for the final rounds, I'm going to be grabbing a Jin's Lamp. We do have some luck. We have no spikes whatsoever, so we do need to stack up a lot of spikes to trigger Jin's Lamp. Which is a little less than ideal. I'm going to roll once. We're going to end up grabbing a final fanny pack. We bought so much. And we're actually going to have our eye lamp on our Falcon Blade also. We're going to sell our Squirrel, actually. We're going to roll once again. And one more time. And one more time. Now, unfortunately, we only got one Mana Orb with Mana Mastery. I'd like to grab a bunch of Prismatic Orbs. I'd like to grab a bunch of Mana Orbs. Go for a Mana Thirst into as much Mana Orbs as possible with our setup. But it is what it is. This build still turned out to be quite a bit of fun with Pop, Carrot Goobert, Falcon Blade, with some crit chance. And we're going to see, is this going to be good enough or are we going to fall short? Can we win out? We're going to begin an ice setup, which is going to be turbo inflicting a lot of cold. We do have our moon armor, we do have a bunch of cards to actually cleanse a lot of that cold. And we also have Carrot Goobert to be reflecting or reducing all that cold too. So all in all, we should actually be facing a pretty decent opponent for sure. And yeah, our opponent's main source of defense is going to be that invulnerability and that cold. But once that vulnerability goes out, that's smashing damage. But hey, this build turned out to be a lot of fun. We didn't have a chance to proc Jin's Lamp, unfortunately. We just had to get a lot of spikes, so we probably needed to craft up some strong stones and potions. But anyways, we do end up with a 72 DPS overall, even though we're slowed down by quite a bit. And our opponent did have a lot of invulnerability. As for heals, yeah, our heals was really not great, but our opponent did have some healing reduction and that invulnerability. We couldn't make use of that vampirism because once they have invulnerability, the vampirism doesn't heal. But we really didn't have much healing whatsoever in this build. Then we also had not so crazy block with just 200. But hey, we survived 3 dives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. And we managed to get 12 points. Not too bad actually. But anyways, I'm going to leave here for now. I just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope you can look out for the next one. See you next time.